Georgia last night at the University of Georgia, our own Judge Andrew Napolitano squared off against President Clinton's former chief speechwriter on the government's role in health care and its effect on abortion.
I agree with Professor Waldman on the Hyde Amendment. It's very clear it's been upheld by the courts. The Hyde Amendment prohibits the direct expenditure of federal funds to pay for an abortion. It does not prohibit the indirect expenditure of federal funds to pay for an abortion, as I read it and as the courts have interpreted it. So could taxpayer dollars be used to pay for an insurance policy that covered abortion? In my view, under the Hyde Amendment, yes.
Wow, good point. Joining us now to talk more about the debate and the issue, Judge Andrew Napolitano. Hey, Judge, first off, you couldn't even get the Fox cameras in because your opponent did not want to be on Fox News?
My opponent, a professor at New York University Law School named Michael Waldman, was Bill Clinton's chief speechwriter for 4 years. Brian, Steve, the Clintonistas' disdain for Fox runs deep. They refused to let the Fox cameras film him, which is why you only saw me. It looks like I was giving a speech. In reality, we were going toe-to-toe on every issue you can think of on abortion, especially on this issue of whether or not the president's or those 5 health care bills, we don't know which one is the president's proposal, will cause taxpayer dollars to pay for abortions.
Well, Judge, come on. He doesn't want to be seen on tape, captured on tape, saying essentially that the federal government should be paying for it. And in his estimation, if one of these bills goes through, it's okay with him and the law.
You're exactly right. He made the Bill Clinton argument that abortions should be safe, legal, rare, and paid for by the government. I made the argument that abortion is murder, and it is the government's job to protect innocent life, even life not yet unborn, and the law of the land as it now stands, this so-called Hyde Amendment, prohibits federal dollars from paying for abortions. What the health care plans want to do, from Max Baucus's to Nancy Pelosi's, is to use federal dollars to buy insurance policies to pay for health care, to pay for abortion, so as to bypass the Hyde Amendment, which only prohibits the direct payment of federal dollars for abortions.
So your point is essentially, yeah, they'll abide by the Hyde Amendment, but there's indirect ways to do exactly that.
If any of those 5 bills, and Brian, you and I have been talking about them till we're blue in the face, and candidly, we haven't read all of them, but if any of them becomes law, the Hyde Amendment will be bypassed, and federal dollars will be used to pay for abortions. The Clintonista that I debated last night admitted that, but didn't want to admit it on a camera.
Yeah, well, he doesn't want the tape tracks. I get that. But, Judge, you know, we've heard people say, oh, absolutely not. The money won't be used to pay for abortions. And I know that there are millions of Catholics who are squarely against abortion, and they wouldn't want federal dollars doing that.
Well, you're exactly right. There are, as I learned last night down here in the great state of Georgia, millions of evangelicals and Christians of every stripe and even Orthodox Jews that are against abortion to begin with and just couldn't stomach the thought of their tax dollars going to pay for it. So this is an issue that's going to have to be debated because all 5 of those bills have found a way to get around this and to force those of us who believe that abortion is immoral to pay for them.
Right. Judge, let me just say on behalf of America, you're so much better looking than the other guy. If we had to pick one guy to put on camera, it would have been you.
We haven't even seen the other guy.
Well, I can't see you right now because there's no monitor here, but I know how good looking you are, Brian.
Thank you very much. You get uncomfortable,
please,
Steve?
you too. You can tell they're radio partners. Judge Napolitano, thanks for joining us live from our Atlanta bureau. Meanwhile, out to Colorado.
The balloon boy who hid in the garage as the country searched for him, causing some